Okay, hi everybody. I'm just doing a World Cup update. I've chosen this time because I think it's like the midpoint of the World Cup because every team plays 9 matches, and so far each team has played 5 games each. So it's basically like the halfway stage. So yeah, I think it's really interesting that every single team has got a win. There's no team that hasn't won a match yet. And as you can see, India is the only unbeaten team. They've won all of their 5 games. So before the World Cup, on my preview, I had my guess was that India, New Zealand, Australia, and Pakistan would finish in the top four to get to the semi final. And so far, we can see that, uh, well, 3 of those teams are there. I think India are probably like already got one foot in the door for the semi final. They got 4 matches left, and you really only need 6 games out of the nine to win. You'll get 12 points and a decent net run rate. That should be enough to get to the semi final. So if India just get 1 or 2 more wins in the next 4 games, they're there already. And when you look at like South Africa, I mean, they've won 4 out of their 5 games, and their run rate is the best of all the teams. So they are really doing really, really well, better than I expected. And yeah, they just need like maybe two more wins, with their run rate, and they'll be through as well. Ironically, the one match that they lost was against the Netherlands, which you would have expected them to win. So they would probably be kicking themselves because they would think that they should have had 10 points now, and probably they would have been in the semis already because of their run rate. Um, New Zealand, again, are very consistent. They're a quiet team. They're always under the radar. You don't notice them much, but they're also in a very good position to get into the semis at this moment. And, Australia, after the first 2 weeks, Australia were last on the table because they lost their first 2 games. And, people were quite surprised. But I had a feeling that they would bounce back because they're that kind of team. And they've now won their next 3 games, and their run rate is really, really good as well. They beat the Netherlands by 300 runs, so their run rate is good, and it looks like they're peaking, and at the right time, and they could be very dangerous for the other teams. Um, I think that Sri Lanka is quite amazing to see that they've jumped up to number 5 because they lost their first 3 games. They were last on the table, and then they got a win against Netherlands, and surprisingly, they beat England as well. A lot of people would have been shocked by that. And now they're fifth because their run rates have improved as well. I think Pakistan is in a little bit of trouble. After winning their first 2 games, they've now lost 3 in a row, and the loss to Afghanistan would have been unexpected as well. So I think that they are actually in a little bit of trouble because they've got some tough games to come, and they need to win at least 3 of the next 4 games. So I think that they're really under pressure now. And I think Afghanistan have done very well, to win 2 games against Pakistan and England. I think that they've shown their talent. I think it would be really good if they can win another game out of their next 4. Bangladesh have been a bit disappointing. I expected them to at least win more than 1 game out of their 5. And I think that these last 3 teams, England and Netherlands, Bangladesh, are probably out just because of the fact that they need to win all 4 of their next games, and they need to improve their run rate. Whilst the other teams, like maybe in the middle of the table here, lose. So they need results to go in their favor as well. So I think that the last 3 teams are probably already out. It's too early to really say that, but I think most likely they will be. And I think, well, with Netherlands, I think that was expected because, yeah, they probably weren't even expected to win a game, but they did very well to beat South Africa. Um, and England, I think, obviously have been very disappointed. Nobody would have expected them to be in this position halfway into the tournament with just 1 win and 4 losses, especially losses to Afghanistan and Sri Lanka. which was quite unexpected.